The Babylonian Talmud operates as a constitutional framework, organizing centuries of judicial record into a specific, layered anatomy. Rav Ashi and Ravina, the primary editors of the text, recognized that the survival of the legal tradition required a formal structural design. This work was centered in the academies of Babylon, where scholars worked to consolidate the legal output of the preceding 3 centuries. Their goal was to aggregate every legal tradition and logical derivation established since the Mishnah was first codified in the 2nd century. To navigate this text, we must deconstruct its organization into 4 distinct pillars. Each page of the Talmud functions as a layered document, managing 4 separate legal and philosophical objectives simultaneously. Identifying these pillars transforms the Talmud from a historical anthology into a functional judicial engine. Prior to this codification, scholars relied on the Mishnah, a shorthand code using brief, compressed phrasing to aid memorization during an era of political instability. As the Jewish community moved into the diaspora, generations of scholars generated a massive volume of new debates and applications based on that original shorthand. The Talmud was the solution, a system designed to preserve the judicial process for global populations. The first pillar of the Talmudic architecture is decompression. Because the Mishnah is written in a highly condensed style, a single sentence often serves as a placeholder for dozens of unstated legal parameters. This layout shows the brief Mishnaic text at the center. The surrounding Talmudic analysis unpacks these parameters, so the original intent remains clear. Scholars achieve this by testing the rule against hypothetical cases, finding exactly where the law stops applying. This creates a comprehensive map showing how the original 2nd century code functions in various real-world scenarios. The text is structured to ensure that every expanded detail is linked directly to the specific words of the original source. This decompression prevents the ancient law from becoming an obsolete or unreadable relic. The second pillar focuses on the establishment of binding law. The Mishnah frequently records conflicting opinions between different sages without stating which view is the final actionable law. The Talmud performs an appellate function. It reviews the conflicting arguments to determine the final ruling. It uses a standardized set of rules regarding legal precedent to decide which scholar's opinion becomes the standard for the community. The result is Psak halakha, the definitive verdict that dictates practical behavior. Establishing these verdicts allowed Jewish communities worldwide to maintain a synchronized legal system despite geographic separation. By resolving these disputes, the Talmud transitioned the law from an academic debate into a practical constitution. The third pillar codifies the logical process behind the law. This section documents the enactments and protective decrees instituted by sages in the post-Mishnaic period. The Talmud does not simply list these new rules. It records the entire logical chain that led to their creation. Because the full reasoning is written down, any future scholar can trace the derivation and confirm that it followed the established rules. By preserving the logic alongside the result, the Talmud made the judicial process transparent and verifiable for future generations. Beyond the mechanics of law, the Talmudic codex contains an elusive dimension. This is the fourth pillar, the realm of Drash and Aggadah. These passages often contain philosophical and metaphysical observations regarding the nature of the physical world. The authors of the Talmud dealt with concepts that were difficult to express through literal, technical language. Instead, they utilized symbolic imagery and parables to communicate complex ideas that required specialized study to interpret. This non-literal style allowed the sages to preserve these traditions for those with the prerequisite knowledge to understand them. On every page of the Talmud, these 4 pillars, expansion, verdict, logic, and philosophy, intersect to form a single unified text. This structure created a legal constitution that also served as a repository for the community's deepest philosophical traditions. In our next episode, we will begin the process of examining the specific rules used to analyze these non-literal passages.